Moose. Hi everyone, I'm Autumn with Craftical Survival Skills, Craftical Life Skills, and Craftical Living. And I'm here for just a moment. This is one of my new snippets to talk about what I do to keep my wool combs from rusting. I do fleece preparation and hand processing for fiber farmers. And one of the things that I encounter is that I'm working with Pygora, which is a very long, well, the type that I work with is a very long, very silky goat fiber. It's a lot like silk, except it gets very flyaway. And so I have to use a spray hair detangler, which has water in it, to help me comb the fleece faster, and also to help prevent, make it possible for me to comb the fiber without it just blooming out everywhere with static electricity. But because what I use has water in it, I noticed that I was getting like pre-rust on my very my costly wool combs that are absolutely necessary to getting fleece combed in a reasonable amount of time. So what I ended up discovering is that I take, I have some border Leicester fiber that was waste that I just tied into a little slip knot loop. And then I moved on to using hemp top, combed top, that I tied into a little loop. And then I put spinning wheel oil or sewing machine oil on the loop portion, and then I run it through. I use it on my combs. And what that does is they are both fairly rough fibers. And so I'm oiling the metal at the same time scrubbing it just a teeny bit to help remove any rust that has formed. Now, rust forms very quickly on nice, carbon steel is sharp, and it gets me the sharpness that I need to get through a fleece faster. But because it is the carbon steel, it will rust, and it rusts very quickly. And the more that like pre-rust builds up on it, like you can literally have rust form in the space of less than an hour if it's let to sit. So now, after every combing session I do, I go through and I put a little bit more oil. I dab it across the ends, and then I push the fiber through my combs both ways. And one thing that you can tell, I don't know if you can see this, but this border Leicester wool is kind of a coral pink or coral orange, and that is because it has actually taken off rust. And so if you see that, you know that you have already, the surface of the comb tines has already started having issues. And so it's even more important that you do this right away, as soon as you stop combing. This is not as much of an issue if you never use these combs for wet fleece, if you never use them for fleece that has been sprayed with some sort of combing milk. If you only ever use oil, you should not have rust, unless you live in a damp place like Florida or Georgia, where there's humidity in the air. So this is what I do. Thought I'd share it with you. Hope that's helpful. Thanks.